Hello and welcome, my dear friends. The topic for today's discussion is entry, exit, eye contact and your hand placement or hand movement. First thing, your entry. So at the time of entering the room of your interview, you have to knock the door very softly twice, and then when you move in, just at that time you have to ask for the permission. May I come in, sir? May I come in, ma'am? When you are permitted, you will enter the room and slowly and steadily you will go near to the chair where you are going to sit. So whenever they'll give you the permission to sit over there, with thanks, you can sit over there. Here you have to remember one thing, that whenever you enter the room and whenever you go just near that chair, before sitting, you have to wish them good morning or good afternoon, whatever time is there. And at the time of wishing them good morning or good afternoon, if there is a lady member sitting over there in that interview panel, you have to wish that lady member first and then the other members, right? So this is your first part, that how you have to enter. Second part is that when you sit in that particular chair, you are not supposed to make any noise or any sound. You have to take care of that. Now after sitting, your hands should be placed on your thigh near to your ears, the palm, but it should not be very stiff. Your body should be relaxed. You should be in a relaxed position. You should have that kind of an energy. You should not have a very lethargic kind of a body. Your body should give them a feeling of excitement, energy, positivity, hopefulness, optimism. Your body language should be such, but everything should be in a controlled proportion. This is one thing. So, and now when you are asked questions, at that time you should not make too many hand movements. Hand movements should be by and large restricted, but it does not mean that you cannot make any hand movements. So that is important, that your hand movement should be restricted as much as possible, because that is not taken care of. Many a times we have seen that most of the candidates, when they come for interview, they use too much of their hands at the time of explaining their answers. So you are not supposed to do that. Once in a while, if it is needed, your hand can move a little bit, but it should not be attracting their attention. They should be attracted to your words, not to your body movements, hand movements and all this stuff. So this is one thing, entry and how you start giving them answers. This is one part of your whole segments. Second one is that eye contact. Now here you see, whenever I say eye contact, I mean listening, because in communication listening is very important, and in listening eye contact is more important. There are different kinds of listening. One is that you ignore to you listen to ignore, which is not allowed. At times it happens, we listen to somebody and then we ignore that. So that is not allowed. You cannot do that. They are the people who are going to ask you questions. They are most important for you. So you cannot ignore their spoken words. And then second one is pretending. At times it happens that we pretend to listen. We are not listening, we are pretending. So that is also not allowed. Third one is selective listening. Here what happens, that we listen only that segment of the whole spoken sentences where we find that important dimensions involved, and rest of the things we ignore. So that is also not allowed. Selective listening is not allowed. You have to listen to each and every word that has been told to you. Fourth one is active listening. In active listening, what happens that you become more active in listening the words. So when you are paying more attention to the words, then you are actively listening. That is good, but that is not the best. The best is empathic listening. Empathic listening means listening with a sort of empathy. Here what happens that you pay more attention to the intention behind those spoken words, behind the questions. So whenever you are listening with this intent to understand the speaker, that is empathic listening. That is the key. So whenever you have this empathic listening, your communication will be definitely better, because then you will be able to address the question exactly the way it has to be addressed. Otherwise you will miss the point. And one more thing, that most of the persons will be taking your interviews, they'll be of some higher aged people, and therefore you have to listen to them very seriously, carefully. You cannot ask them to repeat the question, that will irritate them. So this kind of alertness is needed at the time of listening. I hope you have understood. Now one more important aspect which is very crucial for you, that is that in your communication 10% represents your words, 30% represents your sounds, and 60% body language. Now whenever you are listening to the speaker, you have to use all these three segments. You have to listen to the words, you have to listen to the sound, that is their pitch, their emotions, and you have to understand their body language as well. So when you understand all these three segments together, or you use all these three segments together, then you'll have a 100% listening and 100% understanding of the question. But whenever you are going to deliver the answer, remember 30% sound and the 60% body language, these two are almost cut off. You are left with only words. You need to have the strong vocabulary or strong words to exactly represent your answer, your purpose. So that kind of an ability should be there, because you cannot use your emotion at the time of answering the questions. You cannot take your voice up or down, pitch up or down, depending upon the kind of emotions you want to show to them. You cannot show any emotions to them, right? And your body language is also restricted. You cannot use your hand movement, your hands, or you cannot show them excitement. All these things are restricted. You need to have a almost flat kind of an answer, which will have a little bit of hopefulness, optimism, positivity. These things should be there, energy, all these things should be there, but they should be in a restricted proportions. Otherwise you cannot use the help of your emotions or body language to express the meanings of your communications. So this is the aspect of your listening and communication. Here the eye contact is very important. So when you look at the eyes of the speaker, or whenever you delivering the answer, at the time also, if you look at the eyes to those people who are actually asking you the questions, then you will be able to win their trust. So if you take your eyes off, then you will be losing the trust of the speaker or the person who has asked you the question. So you lose points. So your eye contact should be straight to the person who has asked you the question, and then in between two sentences you can take a glance to other members as well, but you should not be rhythmically going left and right to the panelists at the time of delivering the answers. You have to keep it in mind. So eye contact is very important, but we are human beings. At times you take some time to frame your answer. So at that time you can ask for just for some seconds, sir or ma'am, may I have 10 seconds to think over it. And at that time you cannot look at their eyes. What you need to do, you have to just look down, but you should not be looking up. That is bad. You can just take your eyes down. It will be quite natural, so that won't be a problem. So that is the eye contact part. And then the exit. So once they ask you to leave the room, your interview is over, with thanks, you have to stand up, and then you have to just go 2 steps back. You cannot just turn and show your back to the panelist. You take 2 steps back, and thereafter you can go straight away to the exit gate. At the time of leaving, you again should not make any noise when you leave the chair or when you exit the room. That's all for today. Tomorrow we'll come up with the next topics, and tomorrow we'll have a discussion on dress code. Thank you.